I played Jim Spinch. You notice the names in this script are really funny, too. Chuck Portnoy, Jim Spinch. Some real time went into crafting these names. And I'm basically the CEO of this company that Vince's character is trying to strike a deal with. And this deal that he thinks is in the can and done. Upon meeting me and Chuck, Sienna's character, he realizes that it's still open-ended, and he's been banking on this deal to go through. So he's got to scramble to make it happen. And he has to put on a whole presentation for me, and Chuck's got to put on a presentation. So I'm sort of in the driver's seat. I don't think Jim's a bad guy. I just think he thinks that Vince's character is, I think he likes him. I think he's a solid, honest businessman. But I think it's difficult to deny Chuck's appeal, and I think maybe he's hoping that they go for cocktails one night, and maybe I get Chuck to put her man on hold. I put my wife on hold, and that kind of, I don't know. He's that kind of guy. Like, he just wants to be around. She's beautiful. She's charming, and he may just give her the nod, the edge, just because of that. I think they're both capable, business people. I feel bad for Vince's character. I do think maybe I spoke a little too soon, or my company did. So I'm inviting him to come to Berlin and show me why I should hire him, show me why I should work with his company. And basically, I'm setting up a little bit of a competition between him and Sienna's character. There's an element that actually reminds me of some of the roles that Vince has played in the past, and this role for Vince is different for him. He's usually the very charming, quick-witted, slick guy, and I would say that there's an element of that to my character in this movie, and Vince is sort of playing more of a nebbish everyman who's trying to make it all work for his family back home. So, so it's different for him, and it's an opportunity for me to sort of plagiarize Vince. I think that this is my favorite type of comedy, which is a comedy that is set in a real situation with real stakes, and it is almost approached like a drama. And there are dramatic parts to it, and I think that, I don't know. I guess I kind of always like to treat the comedies that I'm in as a drama, like that with that conviction, with that sincerity, and that's where the humor comes from. I just spent some time doing Anchorman with a lot of those guys, and they would get off the page and start improvising. And Vince occasionally will do that on this movie, and that's the hardest time I have in keeping a straight face and staying in the scenes, because Vince, when he starts to improv, he does it with, like I said, such conviction and honesty. And he just stays very real in the whole thing, but this stuff is coming out of his mouth, and so it's tough to keep a straight face when he goes off the page like that. You always hope for this on a movie set, that people are hanging out after wrap. Sometimes everyone just splits up and goes their separate ways, but on this one, because we're all we're all away from our homes and our families, and it was good to go to Berlin, and then afterwards everyone would go out to dinner, and like just on the weekend we all went out and got this little private room and watched all the football games on Sunday. So it's good bonding, and Vince sets a really good tone. I mean, Vince and Ken, they've worked together before, and it's I don't know, it makes a real difference. It really does. No one's miserable. Everyone's having a good time, and Vince is very welcoming of other people's talents. He doesn't try to steal jokes. He sets people up. Ken Scott, the director, he's a wonderful guy to work for. The script is so smart and very well written, but it also, the reason I like it is because it's written like people talk, and sometimes you come across scripts that are like, this feels like exposition, or feels too narrating or something, and sometimes people have the gift, and Steve Conrad has the gift to just write like people speak. And so when we get on set, Ken, the director, is very loose about hitting the jokes, but keeping it conversational. And it's so nice to have a director that encourages you to not get too far away from the writing. Stick with the writing, but sort of make it conversational, make it casual, make it real. And he's also so I don't know. As an actor, it's nice to have that safety net that you can go in and feel like you can try different things.